Well, here we go. Welcome, everybody. It is Friday Night Comics here at the Sequential Artist Workshop. And we know that some people have turned the clocks back recently, and maybe it's not Friday night anymore. Maybe it's Saturday morning or Friday afternoon. Anyway, we call it Friday Night Comics, and we're glad you're here. We do this every week. It's the We Believe in Comics workshops here at the Sequential Artist Workshop, or SAW. SAW is a school and a nonprofit school at that, with online courses, which you can find at sawcomics.org. We'll put that link in the chat a couple more times. Um, One of our upcoming courses is a 3-month deep dive into graphic medicine with Maureen Burdock. It's going to be a lot of reading. It's going to be a lot of writing and drawing your own stories, and a lot of intimate time with Maureen too, who's great and has a new book out called Sleepless Planet, all about insomnia. Next week in this slot, Friday Night Comics, Matt Madden is going to be doing constraints with us. He calls it Build Your Own Labyrinth sometimes. I don't know what next week will be, but it'll be sort of constraint driven and kind of fun. There's another slide for Marines class. That starts January 20th, but now's a good time to sign up at sawcomics.org. To anybody who donated either tonight or any other time, thank you. It helps keep these Friday night workshops free. It helps us pay the instructors. It helps give scholarships for some of our other programs, and it helps sustain SAW. So we appreciate it. And speaking of which, we'll have an end of year fundraiser, which you'll hear about soon, but we don't have it all ready yet. So there we go. Anyway, we're ready to start. Please no inappropriate speech or imagery. We will do some sharing at the end, and we ask you to keep it PG-13. And share what you do on social media with the hashtag Friday Night Comics, and you can tag us at Comics Workshop. You can tag uh, Vanessa at Squintables, and Nonfiction Comics Fest, I think is, I'll put that in the chat too. I forget the exact URL for that, but you can also come and find us at members.sawcomics.org, where people are sharing. If there's not time to share, because we keep these at 90 minutes, there's lots of other ways to share, and I'll put those in the chat, including our weekly PDFs that we put together every week, and you can find on seesawcomics.org. And they look like this, where we patch together all the comics that came out and that people upload, and they're really terrific. Oh, there we go. So enjoy. This is in cooperation with the Nonfiction Comics Festival up in Vermont, which is happening largely tomorrow. It's a little kickoff party for it. We're really happy to be partnering with them. If you came here from that, please let us know in the chat and let us know if you're going to be attending tomorrow or if you're just here online. SAW will have a table. It'll be run by Sarah Cox and Jim Hamilton. We're really happy that they're going to be running it for us. And meanwhile, Vanessa Davis is here. Vanessa has a long history in nonfiction comics. I'm going to stop sharing my screen and we can check in with Vanessa. All right, everybody. I'm so glad you're here, Vanessa. Are you ready?
I'm so glad to be. I love.
Are you ready to start?
Sure, I'm ready to start. We're talking about nonfiction, right? So it's a little different.
What does that mean?
What does it mean? What do you think it means, Tom?
I don't know. What does nonfiction mean? And maybe people should answer that in the chat.
I sort of yeah. I was thinking maybe it's like there's is anything real? Like is anything true? There's there's as an autobiographical cartoonist, there's like a
Oh,
long
wait,
there's a bit. Oh
I have to
yeah.
interrupt because I forgot to record. So here we go.
Oh
Go. Oh, well,
okay.
go ahead.
Um,
Go ahead.
okay, so I was just going to say, the truth is obviously subjective, and so it's when you're telling a story in an autobiographical comics form, of course, and so it's sort of what I've found is that it's kind of like a fun exercise in like you have a little bit of control, but then you also kind of like there's so much out of your control that it's you're sort of juggling both. And when you and I were talking about the exercises tonight, we were kind of thinking about ways in which our memory might like you get information and then how your brain processes that information and how it digests and how you like kind of spit it back out. I don't know if those are metaphors that get that. um yeah. What were you thinking of as nonfiction?
Oh gosh. Well, what I what I wanted to I well we were talking and I was saying when I was a kid, I used to think that Chicago was this house on a hill at the like on the outskirts of my town. Like because I knew I had an uncle in Chicago and I thought, "Oh, it must be that house."
Yeah, I thought there was a American flag next to the McDonald's near my house that I was sure was Big Ben. Um, so I it seems like there's a lot of like those ideas. Like my son, for instance, he just asked, you know, about about his teacher having a home. He's little, he's 6. Like she doesn't live at school, right? And there's a that's a common thing where we always are surprised when we think about our teachers not being at school all the time when we're little. Um, oh, Judith is saying creative nonfiction is an official genre.
True. So is
Do you
creative
want to?
fiction. I think I think we should do two things if you're okay with it. I think we should ask people, since we introduced this idea, ask people in the chat to write down a couple things like that they thought about in childhood that they got wrong, right? That they believed about like what Big Ben was or what Chicago was or um, what was the third one? Oh, where your teachers lived. Yeah, where do your teachers live? I think everybody went through that. Although I went through it until like 17 or something. Should we take like, should we take a couple minutes and write that down?
Sure.
Okay. All right.
Feel
So
free to.
everybody, yeah, put it in the chat. Oh, here we go. I thought you were an adult when you grew up. The wind is caused by trees, David wrote. Wow, look at that. Where babies are from. Judith, where did you think babies were from? You have to write down the answer. I used to think the state of Georgia was in the sky above my grandparents' house. That's where my father always pointed when we talked about that state. Oh my gosh. Robin says, I always wondered where Capitol Hill was when I watched the news as a kid. I would go to hell if I chewed gum in church. Oh, cartoon characters live in a box inside of the TV. I thought clouds were made of cotton candy. If you pulled a fire alarm, your hand would turn blue. Who told you that? That's a funny one. Somebody must have told you that, right? My mom, Brooke says. So you can write these down in your sketchbook or notebook. Maybe write down one or two or three of them. Right, Vanessa? Does that sound good?
Yeah, that would be great.
It's illegal to turn on the light in the back of the car. I thought that was true too. I still think that's true. Is it not true? Because definitely tell you that. Swallowing seeds from watermelons make them grow inside you. Yeah. Boys have cooties. Yeah. Uh,
Valentine.
Sometimes color was invented when tea. Not sure what isn't true in Virginia. Um, there was something in the wedding cake that the bride ate. Oh, whoa.
Getting a
I'm writing that one. By the way, I think we should be encouraged to borrow ideas when it comes time to that. Something in the wedding cake. I thought the mountains were a painting, like a giant billboard.
These are all so beautiful.
When I was 6, I thought I could draw maps that would really help my dad find the way on Sunday outings. Oh, that's beautiful. My Omi had me help with a traditional recipe. Oh,
Daddy long.
wait, the old broken violin really was a Stradivarius? Oh, that's too bad. Or you just thought it was. Yeah, like I thought my dad was like a pro volleyball player or almost pro. Turns out he was just like a middle-aged guy doing volleyball. But I didn't think about that one. I'm gonna write that down too. Um, Daddy Longlegs could kill you, but their mouths are too small. Oh, somebody is following up on that. I thought their poison was deadly, but their fangs are too tiny. So maybe somebody should Google that too later. Oh, a silver lining is an idiom about silver bed sheets. That would be good. Wash behind your ears or you'll grow potatoes. Like behind your ears? Play with the worms in the garden. I like that. Wow. Did you read this one, Vanessa? I thought if you had an illness, that became your last name.
Yeah, I love that.
Wow. I'd have such a long last name. I used to think quicksand would be more common to find. I think everyone who watched cartoons thought that.
Bill L is asking because he joined us a little late. He's asking what tonight's activity is. So, right, we're talking about nonfiction and sort of just maybe the way our brain processes facts and retells them in stories that are either somewhat factual and somewhat not. And so, right now, we're doing a warm up exercise, thinking about some things that we thought when we were little that we were wrong about.
Yeah, I wrote it in the chat too. Let's see. I
Oh,
missed a couple. I'm having so much fun writing these down though. Oh, okay. The skeleton. I was pretty sure the skeleton wasn't Abe Lincoln, but there could have been the violin was a Stradivarius. Oh, I thought my dad wrote every song he played on the guitar. Oh my gosh.
oh.
Totally true. Right, totally true. If you swallowed gum, it stays inside you forever. I'm not sure it doesn't. Yeah, Nancy says that is true. I mean, what else is it gonna do? Not gonna come out, right? Not to make crumbs because we'd get ants. I thought the crumbs would turn into ants. Then I learned about uh, abiogenesis. I don't know what that is. Jackie knows what that is. You left the TV on while running the vacuum, the TV would explode. I think if you run a vacuum and a microwave at the same time on the same outlet, one of them will stop, but that doesn't count. If you swallow hair, it grows in your stomach. Just keep coming. Uh, whoa. I can't keep track of all these. They're so good. The woolly bear caterpillars, Mrs. Loud, Mr. and Mrs. Loud, watermelons, every song on the radio. Oh my gosh. If you trip over a cord, okay. Some of these are like superstitions too, right? It's funny.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Susie says, my parents wouldn't let me believe anything like this. What will I use? Susie, I wonder, was there anything private in your head that you like accidentally thought? Like Vanessa thinking Big Ben was a flag, you probably didn't talk about it much. I never said anything about me believing Chicago was a little house on a hill.
It could have also been something that maybe, I mean, some of these are things that parents told them. My
Right.
sister told me that she was a Russian spy, and I was pretty convinced. Like maybe someone told you something as a joke and you believed it. I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's true. Susie says no. Well, that's okay because we have another warm up. Should we do the other
Yeah,
warm up too, Vanessa? Okay.
let's do the next warm up.
So the other warm up, we were also Vanessa and I were talking about um this is kind of a flip side of it. The first time the first time you saw behind the scenes of something. This is real now. So like when you were like it could have been like on Mr. Rogers if you saw Mr. Rogers and he was like, "Let's go see how crayons are made." Or it could be like maybe you got to see behind in the kitchen of a restaurant or something. Um, like when you the first time you got to see how something was like prepared or made or manufactured. Um, as an example, Vanessa, I used to live near two doors down from the fellow that every hunter in our city would bring their dead deer to, and he would carve them up in about 45 minutes or an hour maybe.
Wow.
And so I got to see that a number of times and help once or twice. And so I saw all the inner workings of like deer butchery and it was, and meat making. Like part of the meat would go into the grinder and become hamburger and part would become these fillets and other and he would wrap them up in saran wrap. And anyway, that was really fascinating. I really really loved learning that and seeing that. So so that's our second warm up is, oh yeah, the crayon episode. People are already starting. So wait, is there anything like that for you, Vanessa?
Well, there's like, yeah, I remember I got to go on a behind the scenes tour at the Tate Museum when I was like 14 in London. That was pretty cool. But I always wanted to go. I've like always ever. This is not that interesting, but just the whole idea of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory and going to a candy factory. Now that I never got to do it, and now that I'm a parent, I'm always like, let's find a chocolate factory to take my son to. But it's they're hard to find. Has anyone here been to a candy factory?
I've been to Hershey Park, and I do think there is a little bit of that there. Yeah,
Oh, okay, yeah.
Eric mentions Hershey PI. Yeah, Vanessa also. So
Well,
Walter, his uncle had a dairy farm, saw all the cows being with the milking machines. Um, oh, Sean says I took a tour of a
oh,
news
cool.
and learned that everything was green screen. Oh, how interesting. So we lost a little, let's see. Eli says in sixth grade summer science camp, we went to the sewage treatment plant. I've been to one as an adult, and also a processing plant. I knew too much. Going to the mint, Emmanuel says. Um, Wonder Bread factory tour where I learned how bread was made. Oh, cool. And Trina says that she still remembers that, and that's sort of where we wanted to go with that. It's like how like we remember these things, right? I was actually inside a nuclear plant r- as an adult. I guess nobody cares. All right, whatever. I
You wait. You were in a um
I worked at a movie studio, David says. Oh, now I watch a movie, I realize actors are not alone. Yeah, they're surrounded by people holding cameras and stuff in their faces. Second grade field trip to the donut factory. Um, Watching the scenes for an animated movie being made. Okay, what else do we have? I was scrolling at the top. Oh, wow. Vanessa Ray says my mom works for a company that moves libraries. Behind the scenes at Pacific Bell. Whoa. A factory in Africa where they made side tables out of elephant feet and turned chip hands into can openers. Oh boy, that's so sad.
yeah, that's
First job was a workers' comp inspector. Wow, Walter, you definitely have a story to tell tonight. Anna says my parents had us in a nutty school where when I was in middle school and the big field trip was to the sanitation plant. Yeah. World's Fair, Ben and Jerry's ice cream factory, potato chip factory, uncle in a Santa suit. Churn your own butter in Pioneer Village. Okay. Going to a vet clinic and seeing a cat declawed. That's true. I never saw that. Um, oh, how patterns were made. Oh, a couple people are like, that's, oh, a lot of people are jealous of that one. I love it. Took a group of high schoolers to the medical examiner's office. What?
like
Corpses?
yeah, like the morgue.
Yeah, visit a nuclear submarine. Went to a farm. Watched as the snake in Dad's classroom ate a live mouse. Yeah, yeah, I've seen that.
Whoa.
Dad's classroom is interesting too. So if Dad was a teacher, that's kind of behind the scenes of that too. Yeah,
Yes, the morgue. Oh.
anatomy class at saw cadavers. Oh, how they sew clothes in the fashion district. Messy dress rehearsals for ballets, musicals, and concerts. Terrific. I guess you get to see the musicians in their like sweatpants and stuff. I don't know. A farmer skin a rabbit. Yeah, like wow. Walked on a catwalk above the hangar floor. Fighter jets taken apart. Wow. Oh, seeing string instruments get made. Yeah, I have a friend whose father does that. He once made or fixed a guitar for Prince. FBI building. So disappointed there was no X-Files. Okay. Paula, your dad was an inventor. Tell us more. Rehearsals for the Wagner opera at the Met. That's so cool. So, okay. So, if I remember right, Vanessa, we just agreed that everybody could choose one of these stories. You can choose a real nonfiction one or choose a non-nonfiction story and just tell that in 4 panels. And then we'll share
Four,
at the
4 to 6,
4 to 6.
right?
Yeah, sure. That's fine. It's up to you. Uh,
Um, so to
okay.
confirm, we're thinking something either that you thought when you were little. So Heart Ed is asking, so to confirm, we are thinking of something we did when we're little. It's either something that you thought when you were little, or when you first learned about how something was made. Something you thought when you were little, and you were wrong about it.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
So
wow.
wait,
Yeah.
Vanessa, what are you going to draw about or write about?
I think I'm going to draw about. There was a time when I was younger, when I was really little, and I was pretty sure my parents were wrong about how old I was. I I think I turned 4, and I thought I was 5, and I was like, I think I'm supposed to be 5, and my parents were like, no, you're 4, and we didn't agree, and I just thought they had the math like seriously wrong. Is
Um,
that okay? Can I do that one?
you can do whatever you like. So some people are going to want a little bit more structure. So what would you recommend for a 4 to 6 panel comic? Um, like, because like,
Yeah.
well,
So
Bella's
we're gonna
asking, explain how we found it was wrong, or just visualizing such a thing. I think you could probably do both, right? Or either.
Yeah, I think you could do it. I mean, it's like it's only so interesting to say that you have this one misconception. Um, I mean, it actually could be pretty interesting, especially in a 4 panel comic. You could talk about how you had a particular misconception and, like how you imagined it, and that could be it. Or you could explain the misconception and maybe like the ramifications of having that, or the consequences of having that misconception, right? Um, uh,
You could just talk about also that's the misconception one. But if you also talk about the real one that you got behind the scenes of, you could just talk about how that affected you, you know? Like a
yeah,
lot of people said I still remember that, that scene or whatever. Um,
yeah, the crayon video is, I think it's like burned onto a lot of people's memories, because I mean, it was just like so hypnotic and beautiful and fascinating, and then and organized, and kids love organization. Um, yeah, I don't know. There's just there, and I think that's also a pretty easy one to structure for a comic, right? Because you introduce it, and then you kind of go through maybe some steps or some details that you saw. Um, and or you talk about, how it changed, how maybe it changed your view on things, or uh how it affected you, right? Like Debbie, there was a video on, I don't remember if it was on Mr. Rogers or Sesame Street,
it
where
was
they
Mr.
go to,
Rogers, and it's still on YouTube, but go ahead.
yeah, they go to a crayon factory, and they just see, it's just I don't think it has any words, right? It's just music in the background, I think. And it just shows the wax getting mixed and melted and poured into the molds. And yeah, you can show some steps.
Um, should we draw for yeah, very ASMR. Should we draw for 20 minutes and then see how people are doing? And
Yeah,
are you going to share, Vanessa? Will you share your screen while you draw?
sure, I'll share. I'm going to draw
I forgot
that.
what I said I was going to do.
I didn't want to be caught without an idea. So I thought I cheated a little and thought a little bit about what I might write. So,
I think
um,
most of our instructors do that.
okay, good. I mean, it's just being prepared, right? So,
Yeah.
um, but I am going to draw on Procreate, which I don't normally do. Uh, so that will be humbling.
Oh, you don't draw on Procreate very much?
I like to color on Procreate, but I haven't found a, a pencil or pen that I like. So I still just kind of do that by
Timer.
hand. I haven't found a good brush for myself yet, but that's okay.
I
Should
set
I?
a timer for I'll set a timer for 20 minutes and I'll call off when it's been every 5 minutes. Does that sound good for people?
Thanks, Tom. So should
Okay.
I start sharing?
Yeah, please.
Okay.
Oh, also, wait, somebody said, did Vanessa talk about her book yet? Maybe show your book real fast.
Oh, I didn't, but it's very old.
Oh my
I
God,
have two
super good.
I have two very old books. I have Make Me a Woman and which is a really big book. It's got lots of diary comics and colorful comics. They're all autobiographical. And then my first comic, Spaniel Rage, was re-released more recently, but it's all diary comics. It's like the first comics I made when I started making comics. And then and now I'm in the process of working on my third book, and hopefully that'll be out in a year or 2 years or 3 years or something. But yeah.
I'll
Um,
start the timer.
okay.
And I'll put
I'm
some.
gonna share screen.
Okay, awesome. So the timer is sort of on my face, but below my hand. So yeah, it's kind of hard to see, but that's okay. Um, oh, and I was gonna put where to.
Am I sharing?
Yep.
Am I sharing Procreate?
Uh, Getting there. Yep. Now you are.
Okay, great.
And I'm gonna put in the chat where to find you.
That'll work. Hmm.
You know what I learned when I went to a sewage plant, Vanessa? And I forgot who else visited one in the chat, a couple people, but um,
Yeah, what?
that most of what breaks down all the sewage is just tons and tons of little microbes.
Oh,
So
that's pretty natural.
so there's just this giant, enormous lakes full of microbes that take that eat away all our poop and pee.
Oh,
I don't know what they
yeah.
do with all the other junk that we
That seems like
yeah.
an underused punishment resource. Is that a weird thing to say?
Yeah, I think what? Punishment resource. People should be thrown into the lake
I
of
just I just can think of people that could be thrown into them.
oh, well.
um,
So I'll be curious to see what our balance between real nonfiction today and non-nonfiction is when we're done. That's a good start. I was pretty as a good start, actually. I'm Vanessa, what do you usually listen to when you draw, if you do at all?
Um, I like listen. I don't know. I like listening to music. I had a big phase where I was watching a lot of Buffy the Vampire Slayer just as background noise. Um, I've seen all those so many times that it was like enough activity to make me feel like things were happening around me, but I didn't miss anything.
Oh, interesting.
Um, but yeah, it's usually just music, but I'm really out of touch with my own, music tastes because I haven't been really getting to explore much. What do you usually listen to?
The same Brian Eno album I've been listening to for like 40 years.
Over and over and over again?
Yeah, it helps me focus. I wish I was one of these people that could listen to just about anything, but I get too distracted.
Yeah,
Um, very distracted by podcasts or audiobooks or something and distracted by any music that's yeah.
me too, definitely. It depends. It has to be the right music because then also if it's the wrong music, then I get distracted trying to find something I want to listen to. And if I don't want to listen to it, it like creates this malaise that takes me out of my yeah, maybe I think I just need to go back to Buffy the Vampire Slayer because whoops. Whoa, what's going on?
Amy wants to know, how do you not look up every time Spike is on? Is he a cute vampire? I forget.
He's one of the cute vampires.
Yeah. I watched the first season or two. I remember the Buffy's cute friend, but I don't remember much else. She probably became a demon or something.
I think everyone had a turn.
I'm starting with the last panel.
Yeah, I'm not thrilled with how mine's coming out.
What?
I have let's see. Hmm.
Oh, I was supposed to mention it's been almost 8 minutes already.
Oh
So
my goodness. Okay.
maybe we'll go a little longer. But oh, Eli, yes, it is music for airports. Yeah. Number one. Ambient one. Bell agrees with me. Keep it going.
We should play it.
It would I mean, I could. Um, and then what'll happen is YouTube will say you're we we can't let you keep your video up until you change the music out, which actually they make it really easy and they give you copyright free music to put over it.
Oh,
But I'm just kind of talking instead to keep the 8 hour lo-fi mixes are what works for me. I have noticed that like there are some really crazy mixes out there for on YouTube and stuff that, listening to the MJ is all I need. I mean, Michael Jackson? I don't know, home and can't draw. Oh, there's a great story. Okay, I'll read it to you, Vanessa.
okay.
I was really afraid of thunderstorms when I was little. I heard adults say a car was a safe place to be because of the tires. Uh, and I knew tires were made of rubber, so my little kid mind thought I would be safe if I held my pink pearl eraser in my hand while wearing sneakers during a thunderstorm to keep myself from being hit by lightning
Oh.
inside the house. Academia Pomodoros. Oh, so there's music set to the Pomodoro schedule, I guess. That's pretty cool. Lori Girl on YouTube is good music to write and draw to, and that's from Gail. So Gail's in touch with the kids, so Gail knows. Lo-Fi Girl. Vanessa, did you hear about the song at the top of the country charts right now?
No, what is it?
It's an AI song.
Oh, I think I did hear about this.
Amazing.
Well, okay.
All
Um,
right, it's been 11 minutes. Go ahead.
great. I I think country music is okay, but I think that some more modern country music that I've heard has not been that great. I don't want to say anything too polarizing, but I guess I'm not surprised because the stuff that I've heard sounds like AI. It's just technically music. Like it's like officially music, I guess.
This
I
song
don't
is
know.
actually, I read one article and then I listened to it, and the song's actually very bluesy. And it wasn't mentioned in the article that it really is harkening back to earlier roots of country. It's also very gritty,
Huh.
um, and completely fake, of course.
Well,
But
it's interesting, right? Because like there is stuff what I one thing related, one thing that I was really fascinated to kind of figure out over time was like the formulas involved in music. I mean, anyone who knows anything about music would know this, but I didn't. And so like the way that they know things are going to be a hit because of like how you could write a hit, how do you even know if something's going to be a hit is what I would think, but like there's a formula to it, right? So um
not everything hits though. But there are certain chord changes and stuff like that that are popular, and yeah, certain sounds, certain lyric types. I'm blabbing so much, I'm not drawing that much. So I'm sorry if I'm. Bill mentions the Faraday cage, which is something that you can be safe from lightning, but he thought of it as a fair a day. It's funny. Oh, Vanessa Ray says Al likes to draw to the Alice in Wonderland being read out loud. I actually do like other languages being read out loud, languages I don't know.
that sounds really cool. No.
My daughter listens to lo-fi music, but I think she still calls it lo-fi. Um,
Oh,
she might not call it lo-fi anymore, but she was like, "What? Put on some lo-fi music." And I'm like, "Full term," but I think she meant lo-fi.
there was something that is like that we've got, but I forgot what. Oh yeah, my son thought it was Bibble instead of Bible. Which I like more than Bible.
I've only got two panels. Actually, that's more than you, huh?
Yep.
Um,
I'm moving and a grooving. I am also very rusty. So live drawing is like kind of a vulnerable moment for me. Okay.
Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put 5 more minutes on the timer for everybody, and then we'll start sharing. Is that all right?
Yeah.
Or no, maybe I'll put 3 more and see how it's going. So we have 8.5 minutes left. That's too much. I should have made it 8.
Mm.
So we have 7 minutes left. Mommy and Daddy not do math.
I don't think I could have possibly thought of that because I don't know if I even knew what math was when I was
That
4,
was
but
actually going to be my question about that panel.
yeah.
Wait a minute, who's the horse in the first panel?
I was at like I remember it happening at this birthday party that was at like a horseback riding place because my sister took horseback riding. So maybe we took like a hayride. Maybe I should erase them. Yeah, I'm gonna redo this. Yeah, because it's BS, right? Um, what did I think? Thought about the years. How much time do we have left, Tom?
We have 5.5 minutes.
Okay.
You've been drawing a lot of angry faces lately.
Yeah, I have.
You're really good at it.
I think they're funny, right? They're like it's a shortcut to funniness.
Oh, because our anger is so
I
meaningless and
mean,
unheard.
yeah, and like impotent.
Yeah, yeah. That's what I mean. Well, they can think what they want. I know the truth. Vanessa, you have 3.5 minutes left. You should. Oh, you're adding. I'm going backwards. It's the first time I'm going completely backwards. And
I can't see anything but my own. I can't wait to see what everyone else drew.
yeah, we'll get to share in 3 minutes. So if you are one of the people who's in good shape and in 3 minutes you want to share, you can raise your Zoom hand, which is usually under the share, under the react button, or sometimes it's its own hand or its own button. Um, Oops. You can do that in a moment or two. We'll start sharing in 3.5 minutes, or it's 2.5, 2:40.
Hmm.
I think Vanessa disappeared.
Did I?
Oh, no. I just didn't see any changes on your drawing. Yep.
I'm trying to think of a title.
Oh.
Hmm. Oops.
I'm seeing if I can get 2 panels done in a minute and a half.
Do it, do it.
Oh my God. All right.
Okay. Should I stop sharing?
No, keep sharing for a minute,
Okay.
40 seconds. And then when we hear the beautiful sound, you can stop sharing. I'm also like, all right. So we have at least two people ready. I know we're gonna have more people ready. In fact, I'm one of those people who's like, I just need 30 more seconds. Uh, Vanessa, can you read yours out loud in our last moments?
Sure. I called mine gift horse. I was pretty sure my parents were wrong about me being 4. I'm pretty sure I turned 4 last year. Oh my gosh, I used pretty sure twice in one panel. That's not good. I'm pretty sure I turned 4 last year. I brought up my concerns, but they laughed them off. You're 4. 1978, 1979, 1980, 81. That's 4. Well, they can think what they want. I know the truth. I don't
Angry.
know. It definitely needs some editing.
All right.
Can I stop sharing?
Yeah, stop sharing and we'll check in with Gina, we'll check in with Eric, Megan, and then if I need to go to, I'll go. Great. Although Vanessa, can you bring your camera back on just so we can see you?
Yeah. Sorry.
Oh, it's Gina Lerman. Oh my gosh. Also, Oh yeah, there you are. I'm gonna remove your spotlight. We're gonna check in with Gina, who's coming in from, I guess, Providence. Maybe let's find out. All right, Gina, you can unmute and we'll spotlight you. How you doing?
Hello. Oh, where'd my Zoom go?
I don't know.
I'm good. Um,
Are
I'm
you
at
in,
my friend's house in Pawtucket watching their cat.
are you in school? We don't have to get into everything, but
Yes, I'm in school, so I'm doing self-care by being here.
I,
Okay. So I did the like what was something you were had a misconception about as a child? Is this backwards or is that just me?
No, it's perfect.
Okay. So I always heard the joke, why was six afraid of seven? And I didn't get it. Because seven, eight, nine, everyone was laughing, so I also laughed. Haha. But I wondered what was so funny about counting. And 25 years later, oh,
It's a pretty.
It's a great story.
it's actually a pretty good joke. Took a while for it to hit.
Only for adults. All right. Thanks, Gina.
Gina,
Thanks.
have you ever heard the joke? What did the zero say to the eight? Nice belt. It's visual.
Hey, 25 years later, you'll get it. All right, we'll check in with Eric now. Here's Eric.
Hi, thanks for doing this. Super happy to be here. Okay, so here's mine. Can you see that? Oh, I decided, Vanessa, I was going to draw in your style, so there are no panels,
Oh, cool.
and then you did panels, of course. I always try to do this. It's kind of hard, but I thought this was a good opportunity. Okay, so can you see that? When I was a kid, I'm gonna put gas in the car. Every night after dinner, my dad would go out to put gas in the car. We didn't think twice about it. He drove a yellow VW Beetle, and it made sense to us. VW gas tanks must be really small. Years later, we had a confessional dinner. When I went out to put gas in the car every night, I was actually going around the block and smoking a cigarette. My little brother confessed that when he told us as a kid that someone tried to abduct him, it was a complete lie. The cop goes, "Can you describe the car?" Brown.
That's, that's beautiful.
There's my.
I I always it's so funny because I always feel like when I tell my son anything, he's like not going to believe me, but then I remember how kids believe anything.
Yeah.
Every night he went out to put gas in the car.
You're like, okay, that's what Dad's doing.
Thanks, Eric. Okay, we'll go to Megan next. Here we go.
Hi.
Megan.
Can I share my screen?
Yeah, I need to change that setting. Hang on a second. There you go.
Uh, Share preview. There we go. Um, yeah, this is weird, but I thought it was funny, so I scanned it. Can you see?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I wrote about what I thought it would be like to go on the Cape Cod chip tour because I always wanted to. Um, so it's like a fictional real chip tour. And it says, I always wanted to go on the Cape Cod chip tour. I don't know if this still exists. They used to advertise it on the back of the bag, which is true. They had a little map. I imagine myself dressed like this for chip sterility, I assume. Gloves are always too big for me. Maybe that makes me ill-suited for the chip tour. Obviously, I didn't go into this with a plan. I assume there are many conveyor belts in the making of chips. I watch from a big window upstairs. It's so beautiful.
That's great. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
That conveyor belt panel, right? So good. Thanks, Megan.
Thanks.
Thanks so much. We'll go to Jackie next. I want to remind everybody, I'll put it in the chat where you can share because we'd love to see these later as well. Here's Jackie.
Okay, I don't know if you can see this.
Yeah.
Okay, the lighting is not great where I am. When I was little, my grandmom when I was little, my grandma would get on my case about making crumbs. Don't make crumbs, you're liable to get ants. I literally thought that crumbs would turn into ants. I didn't make the leap that like the crumbs would attract ants. Like at 6 o'clock p.m. they would be crumbs, and then next morning they'd be ants. I held on to that belief throughout my whole childhood, and then that's me, like, must not make crumbs. That's me, like trying to walk with a bagel on a plate. Then I learned that. Then I learned about abiogenesis in 10th grade biology. Boy, was my face right. Oh my God. It goes up, the textbook goes on to explain, like in olden times, it was believed that if you left grains in a shirt, that by the next morning, the grains turned into mice. Luckily, in modern times, we don't believe, I was so embarrassed. Like, unfortunately, I didn't say anything out loud in class, but I was like, but I thought that was a real thing.
I never heard that term before. That's
abiogenesis. Yeah, I don't know. I guess you could Google it. I haven't had any use for it in like regular conversational talk, but yeah, that was what they thought had happened. Something would spontaneously.
Well, that's why we do workshops, is to use those terms we don't get to use much.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks. Oh, all right. Oh, all right, time to go to the next person.
All right, we'll go to David next. Here we go.
Okay, this is a true story. I had a group of friends, a group of guys, 4 boys, and we were about 5 years old, a long time ago. And we realized we had all these old boxes. What could we do with them? Well, we could use them to fly to the moon. Let's put them by the trees, because everybody knows the wind comes from the trees. So we sat in the boxes, but we didn't go anywhere. What's the problem? The trees are not making enough wind. The moon, we never got there.
Were you so disappointed?
Yes. We didn't understand why we didn't get there. But the trees were not doing their job.
Oh.
A bummer. Thanks. Thanks, David. Maybe there are other ways. We'll go to Judith next, if Judith's ready. And then Belle after that, and then Krista and Stella.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Judith.
Okay, so as always, I wish I had more time because it's such a mess, but I think this will work. Okay, my father was an amateur photographer. His pictures were all framed and hung all over the living room and the house. So he was taking photographs in black and white, and we had books by Ansel Adams and Man Ray, and he always subscribed to Life magazine because he really loved photography. So that was kind of part of my growing up. And then his darkroom was in the basement. And he would say to me, Judy, he called me Judy, do you want to see magic? And the room was completely dark except for the red light. And he had and we would go in. And so this is the pan when I would first go in. It was just a piece of white paper. And then he would turn on the developer, and then the face would appear, it kind of blooms up into the picture. So that was the magic he showed me.
It's so beautiful.
It's magic, isn't it? I
I can't remember when I don't think I ever stopped thinking it was magic, actually.
Vanessa, your dad was a photographer, right?
Well, he was an architect and a builder, but he was an amateur. But Life magazine once had a contest, and a photograph of my brother and my cousin standing on cobblestones won the prize, and so everybody thought he was a genius because of that. And I'm thinking back on it, he never submitted anything. He never tried for another contest or did anything beyond that. And I don't think he felt sad about it. I think it was just, that's what he did, you know.
And Vanessa, your dad was a photographer, right?
He was a photojournalist, but he didn't have, in our house, he didn't have a dark room. So I didn't get to see any of that until I was a little old. Well, his friends had dark rooms, but I didn't have that with my dad in particular. I know he had them in iterations of houses before I was there, but yeah, no, that sounds really,
Yeah.
your comic really touches me because it reminds me of my dad too.
Yeah.
All right, we'll go to Belle next. Thanks, Judith. If Belle is ready, we'll have to spotlight them. And then we'll go to Krista and Stella after that. Here's Belle.
Hi, I'm Belle.
Hi.
I have my comic here. I kind of took the prompt a little bit differently than the others. Sorry about that. But as a kid, I thought that you grew exactly in 1 inch every year after you turned 18. Like you could have different amounts of growth before then, but not afterwards. So I must now explain. I hope you have enjoyed these 18 years of your life, but now something changes. So down here, this is Victoria. So every year, so after this, she is 5'4", and she says, "I don't believe that." She grew 1 inch, but it had to be a coincidence. She must prove it wrong. So she's 5'5" now, but it had never happened. But I can't be mad. It's too cool. I told you. And that's it.
That's super cool.
That's so cool.
Is it true? Maybe it is true, actually. How tall is 18 inches? It's 1.5 feet. No.
Yeah.
Belle, you really give us something to think about. I appreciate it. I'm wondering. Yeah, I don't know. I know that's interesting. Anyway, thank you so much, Belle. Krista and Stella.
There's two of us here. I'm gonna.
Yeah, I'll go first. So, is this backwards for you?
No, that's true.
Okay. When I was in elementary school, someone told me that at least 5 spiders fall into your mouth per night if you sleep with your mouth open. In the morning, why does my mouth taste like spiders? And then I imagine like the spiders scheming about who they were going to send next.
What does it say? It's hey, 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 hey. And then what is this?
Yay, we got who again.
She did that, by the way. I was like slaving away at mine. She was done with that in like 5 minutes.
That's
3 minutes.
That's crazy. It's beautiful.
Mine, let's see. I put the words in at the very end. When I was a kid, my parents drove across Indiana for the holidays, and they always passed this one warehouse store near Chicago. It's called Bedroom City. And I always like imagine what was in there. I always imagined this city where like all of the buildings were like beds and dressers and bedside tables, but there were all these people walking around going inside of them. And I always really wanted to go inside, but we never got to stop there.
It had to be like that, right? What else is it gonna be?
That sounds like a wonderful city. That reminds me of your prompt from the year-long program, Tom, of imagining a society.
Oh yeah, Bedroom City. We'll tell people about that. Which one is Krista and which one is Stella?
I'm Krista. That's Stella.
Right. Thanks so much. Hope to see you next time.
Mm-hmm.
We'll go to Jane next if Jane's ready.
Hi. So I got a little kid here who also has autism, so I may not be able to share. Sorry.
Should we come back to you?
Tiger.
Come back to you.
Tiger. Okay, cool. That
Right.
sounds good.
We'll go to Seth next.
Here's a tiger cub.
Hello.
Oh, you have to. Oh, I'll have to ask you to unmute. Hold on a second. There you go.
Cool. Thank you. All right. I'll share mine. This is. Sure. I went a little simplistic with the writing. I was trying to just go with the first theme I thought of. It's based off like when I used to grow up, I thought like when it was black and white, and then like when it seems like I guess like color TV gained color, somehow brought color into the world. So I was like, I don't know, this sort of
Oh,
vibe.
Wow.
I love Vanessa. Look how that TV and then the color coming out of the TV and then the earth look like a light bulb.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice.
Yeah, and the word warm, it's like really connoting the like sun's rays on the earth.
Thank you.
Really nice, Seth. Thanks.
Really cool.
Yeah, totally agree. Okay, we'll go to Eli next. Um, there we go. All right, here's Eli. Thanks, Seth.
Hey, Vanessa. Hi,
Eli. Hi. This is really fun, by the way. Thank you. In the 4th and 5th grade, I got to go to a science summer camp for 1 week. We dissected flowers and frogs. We used microscopes to look at the germs that we grew in little plastic containers. And we went on informational field trips, like to the Eli Lilly drug factory, where we got to see pills being made. I grew up around Indianapolis, so this is all going to be like farm stuff and poo and pills. We also went to a chicken processing plant where we watched old ladies in yellow hazmat suits dump trash cans of little baby chicks on a conveyor belt and throw the boys into a trash can.
Oh.
Yeah, they don't need boys, they need roosters. Oh, look, you can't see. Then we went to a sewage treatment plant. Eye-opening.
The faces.
First, yeah, I was in the 4th grade and we were going to like poop plants and watching little baby chickens getting killed. Yeah, we were little, but we were scientists. And it wasn't activism, believe me, Indiana in the 1970s. They weren't teaching us where our food came from. There was just probably some convenient place that they could take us. First, the sewage gets separated into liquids and solids. So we stood in front of this big metal strainer and watched poops go through the grate. And then the larger things like sneakers, I saw a hairbrush, and then I saw a large-ish mammal get filtered out. So I stopped looking. But I saw a lot of poo. I know, I can't believe it. Then they took these tiny little children and we walked over a narrow catwalk with just thin wire, loose, droopy handrails that spanned over this 12-foot deep, churning, foaming swimming pool of poop. I held my breath.
That sounds.
I don't. Well, the catwalk I think was for inspecting the process of the microbes digesting the organic matter, but they for sure should not have let little 4th graders walk over because we were shorter than the cable that you were in. It was just like this little whatever. So when everybody survived, we were fine. It was the 70s. After all kinds of pools and filters and chemical treatments, it gets released into the White River, which is a beautiful river that goes through Indianapolis, where we would sometimes go fishing, at least until I saw that. And then I never went into the White River again because it turns out they put sewage in it. It's treated. I'm sure it's fine. But anyway, I learned a lot as a fourth grader, and I never forgot it.
That's amazing.
Have a lovely evening.
That's the thing. Like we never forget these things, do we? Yeah. Thanks, Eli. That's so good. Can't wait to see Eli's book collection someday. All right, we'll go to Nikki next. Here we go. Hi, Nikki.
Hi, everyone. My random thing was about baby sharks. Did you know some species of sharks have live babies? That was my first panel. Second panel was Dad used to catch sharks in the bay and sell them to tallies, which over here in New Zealand was a big processing plant, mostly for fish. To sell them to tallies who would process them for fish and chips and then sell them to the fish and chip shops. Sometimes when he cut them open, there would be baby sharks inside. It was always exciting when he gutted the sharks and also a little sad. And he didn't go out to deliberately catch sharks. He went out floundering, which means that it was just in the really shallow part of the bay. He'd put down a flounder net and he'd always catch dogfish and other sorts of sharks in there. So they got sent off for our pocket money. Mum had the best gladioli. The trench they were planted in was full of fish guts always. My mum. And we lived in such a zero waste life back then. Nothing went to waste, not even leftover sharks. How times have changed since then.
Can you raise that so we can see the last panel, Nikki? Up higher? Oh, yeah, there we go.
Yeah, last panel was just rising.
Ah, gotcha. Wow. Full of fish guts. The plant's full of fish guts.
Yeah, best fertilizer. Wow. And in New Zealand, I don't think you're allowed to have commercial fish and chip shops aren't allowed to have sharks in their fish and chips anymore because they're so full of mercury.
Oh.
But that was the 70s. Anything goes in the 70s, apparently. So,
wow.
Yeah.
Thanks, Nikki.
You're welcome.
Vanessa, did you ever have shark?
Not knowingly, but maybe.
Thanks, Nikki. This is great.
Yeah,
cool. I know you live in a beach town now. Were you living on the beach then, or near the ocean, really close?
Me?
Yeah, Nikki. Yeah.
Yeah. We get massive sharks out in the bay here.
Oh, no.
So, but I remember touching them as a kid because if we helped gut the fish, we used to get pocket money when you sold the sharks. You see, and I remember touching their skins, and it was like this, almost like sandpapery, leathery. It wasn't like a normal fish feel. It was really different. So, but yeah, when you'd open them up, you never quite knew what you're going to get inside. They weren't big ones, so there was never license plates or anything. But yeah, seeing the live babies, and it was like so interesting. The scientist in me was like, even at that young age.
Thanks, Nikki.
Thank you.
All right. Well, I'm hoping Sean's ready.
The 70s is a great idea for an anthology.
I think so.
Here we go. Sean is Sean ready? And after that, we'll go to Bill, and then Susie, then Christina. Here we go.
Yeah, there we go. All right, we got it. So I took my first idea, talking about the television station. So back when I was 12 or 13, I took a trip to the television station. And my question was, whether the meteorologist has background, and also if lasers were firing from the sky of their Doppler radar. Because I once saw on television, it's like, wow, they actually fired lasers just to see the weather and all that. So I asked that question. Is it true they fire lasers from the Doppler ball? And there's the director, the tour guides telling me, no, young man, that was only for a television commercial. And then he continues on saying, just like the meteorologist only uses a green screen and they have to watch a monitor from across. And he goes, well, that's lame. And there's me telling my mom, no lasers, no background, disappointing. And my mom goes, that's just all facts.
Oh, yeah. The adults are so already disillusioned, right? But the kids.
Yeah, we have minds. I had a creative mind even when I was a kid.
Oh, it's so disappointing. Vanessa, you live in LA. Do you still wish to see special effects and
We haven't no. We did go to the I did take my son to the Jet Propulsion Laboratory tour. But that was cool because that's like where they build all the space robots. So that was kind of a cool tour. But yeah, it's dry. And you know, you have such a great imagination when you're a kid, and then when you actually get to see the real stuff, it like always kind of falls short
yeah,
of like what you're hoping it'll be or what you'll see.
everything's gonna be AI soon. It's not even green screens pretty soon. Anyway, not to go that way. Sorry. Bill's next. Sorry, you ready, Bill? There you go.
Sure. I really love that I got to permission to mix real and fiction. Australia, thank you for what has become one of my favorite TV shows. I missed it when it was in broadcast because things, but now I get to catch up on it thanks to the internet. I love Farscape, especially when it's funny. And I thought I could make it funnier, and maybe a bit less of why one podcast is called Muppets, Sex, and Trauma. So what if the Peacekeepers actually were? So you take your preschooler to work today, and you got three little mixed kids saying, "My mom's a peacekeeper. My dad's an astronaut." Other kids said, "I got to see people making gift boxes," and the little kitten says, "It's culture, but not like in a lab." And another kid says, "I get to see them working on the food trucks." And the Peacekeepers, now only fans will get this, have a saying, "We put the idol in Eidolon."
Yeah, I don't get
it. It's okay. If you ever see the show, you will crack up.
Right.
When you really need to because of the trauma.
Oh gosh. Thanks, Bill.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it. We'll go to Susie next and then Christina after that. Susie, you should be able to share. Looks like you want to share.
Yeah. Okay.
There
All
you
right. Well, this was very traumatic for me. When I was 13, I went on a cross-country camp trip, and we went everywhere, but we went to a real cattle ranch. And as soon as we got there, there was a big welcome sign, and this woman comes out. And the first thing she says to us is, "I've got a question for you city kids. What do you think happens to a chicken when you chop off its head?" And then, one second. This one kid says, "It dies." And I'm thinking, "Get me out of here." And this other kid says, "It flies around." And she says, "You are correct, Cap Kid." And then she goes, "Here comes supper." And this chicken is going like buck buck, and it's on the top of this tree, cut off tree. And she chops off its head, and it goes flying all over the place.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, that was my
Oh my.
dramatic experience in camp.
Oh, thanks.
Those are great drawings.
Oh yeah, I know.
What?
Great drawings.
Great drawings.
Oh, Vanessa, I want to say I went to your website and your Substack, and I was looking at your comics, and they're so fantastic. I love them so much.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I love yours.
Vanessa's a star. Let's go to Christina next. Looks like we have 3 minutes.
Hello. Okay, so I was doing this on paper, and the things are not quite on, they're not in the right order, so I'll just show them kind of as they should be for your perception. So this is you can see here, oh dear. So setting the scene, pool scene. And then on another sheet of paper, people are running away, and someone says, "Ew, the water's warm." And then, wait, did someone pee? And then this person here is saying, "No, definitely not." And then this person is over here says, "Good." because, and then, oops, it's up here. Woo. All right, lots of texture on the paper. Says in this pool, there are chemicals in the water that will turn red. And if someone pees, everyone will know. Yeah.
Oh, that's
I
always
still don't know if that's real. Is that because I've heard that too?
Well, I felt like if it was going to continue, there'd be, because I feel like there's another way the story could have gone where, someone says this, and then of course the person's like, oh, like, and then you find out who peed. But I don't think, I mean, I have no idea actually. Yeah, I don't think it's true.
Thanks, Christina. That's great. Okay, we'll go to Joanne and then Edgar. Here we go.
Mine's really simple, and the fourth panel's on a different page. So I had a scary nanny when I was 6. She disappeared one day. My grandmother told me that she died from a Brillo a splinter from a Brillo pad. And then, to this day, I just think Brillo, I'm just terrified of Brillo pads. I'm afraid I'll get a splinter and die.
Oh my goodness. I'm
Yeah.
glad she stopped coming though. I hope she didn't really die.
No, well, she was actually killed, and they didn't want to tell me that she was killed, so they made up the story about the Brillo pad.
How did they make up that story?
That's even
I don't
scarier.
know, man. But I still don't like to touch Brillo pads. Really silly.
Amazing.
Great. A soapy Brillo pad, a soapy death. Wow, thanks, Joanne. Okay, we'll go to Edgar next.
Well, thank you, Tom. And I'm going to throw away all my Brillo pads right now. Let me show you what I've got here. And thank you, Vanessa, for the inspiration. I call this one, Why Did I Think a Monster Was Under My Bed?
No.
No one ever told me there was a monster under my bed. So why was I scared when I went to bed? If you kept your arms under the covers, you were safe. But if you reached out to the floor, the monster could grab you. If I had to go to the bathroom, I would delay it as long as possible. Then I would whip off the blankets and jump as far as I could across my bedroom floor. In that way, I could move beyond the reach of the creature and get to pee. After I completed my bathroom task, I had to pursue a completely different strategy. As I approached my bed, I had to perform a mighty leap through the air and land on the mattress with arms out straight like Superman. My legs had to remain perpendicular and not be lowered to near the floor. And there's my extended perspective.
Fantastic.
Thank you. I'm not sure at what age I stopped believing in a monster lived under my bed at night, but for a long time, I would be very uneasy if I had to go into our basement at night. And there you see the steps leading to the basement, and there you see the eyes waiting for me. But today I'm over that. Or am I? Thank you.
Oh my gosh, that's wonderful.
I appreciate that. And thank you for the inspiration.
Great. I love that set of stairs. Thanks, Edgar.
Me too.
All right. Vanessa, I'll spotlight you again. Wow, thanks so much.
This was so fun.
Nonfiction and non-nonfiction. It was so great to see so many. Well, somebody mentioned in the chat that there was a lot of animal dismemberment. There was, and I drew one too that was animal dismemberment. But also so many of these like imaginative, so many weird places where our minds either went or were told to go. The Brillo pad, for instance. No, it was a Brillo pad. Oh no. Or
and also it's like that actually led to like a actually really crazy story because like someone's nanny got killed. I don't know. That's a crazy story in itself, but it's like the prompt led it's like it's kind of a great exercise in coming in from like a another angle, you know, to get to, I don't know. Sometimes I find that if I just tell something straightforwardly, it kind of is boring or too on the nose. But if you kind of come in from the side, it's pretty interesting.
Nice.
So this is sort of a cool way to do that.
Cool. Thanks. Well, I want to remind everybody, I put in the chat a bunch of times where you can share and how you can get in our PDF at the end of the weekend. And I'm going to put that in the chat one last time. Vanessa, will you hold up your book again and people will order it?
Sure. Sure.
Called Make Me a Woman. It's from John and Quarterly. It's wonderful. It's all nonfiction, right? It's all it's all autobio. Yep. Okay. But not all diary comics.
No.
All right. I'm going to ask everybody to unmute and to give you a round of applause. Where should we follow you on Substack? Is it Vanessa Davis? Substack.com?
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's Spaniel Rage. Spaniel Rage, I think.
Yeah. What about Substack? Substack. I'm interested in the Substack thing. What's it called? The link for it?
We'll put the link in the chat, Paula.
Thank you.
Meanwhile, I'm going to ask everybody on mute to give Vanessa a round of applause. And everybody go to the link.
Hi, thank you.
Yay, thank you.
So
Thank
fun.
you.
Bring back next week for Matt Madden. Thank you, everybody. Those of you,
much. Thank you.
Oh, it's Substack.
all the kids in this audience today, thanks for coming and coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love your stuff.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
have another crocodile, Mommy.
Oh, I hear you.
We want to see pictures of crocodiles.
Exciting. Wow.
Hi, everybody.
Makes it outstanding.
I can't see it in the chat. The Substack.
Paula, I'll send you a link, Paula.
Thank
Send me one
you.
too.